Another month, another theme for the YouTube collab loop group. Hello everybody, this is Priya here. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and if this is the first time, thank you so much for checking out my channel. And if you're joining me from the loop, I really appreciate you. I will talk a bit about YouTube collab loop group. Before that, let me just tell you what we are working on, and then I will talk as I'm working alongside. The theme is mushrooms. So the moment I heard the theme, I knew I had to do something whimsical, something magical, something in the fantasy world. So here I am trying to create a woodland scene in my creative journal, which is my Archer and Olive journal. And I will have my pages ready for the month of April. So without any further ado, let's get started. I wanted to bring in Snow White, who does have like a woodland forest kind of theme with her story. That is why I have this princess book also out. And I do have a few elements from the journal, say the entire haul is coming soon. And I have funky fungi and the line art mushrooms from Caitlin that I have printed. And I have a few things. And I went ahead and drew a scene here. As you can see, I just roughly freehand drawing, that was all that is. And if you can see where I'm going with this, you know exactly how it's going to work. So if you're not familiar with how the YouTube collab loop group works, a huge shout out to Lisa Marie at Creatively Lisa Marie. And she's a person behind all the loop groups that you see on IG and on YouTube. So she is an amazing person, an amazing lady, so creative and so sweet, and super supportive of all of us growing YouTubers. So how the loop group works is, if you started with my video, I will link the next person in the line, in the loop, and you can, along with the video, you can watch and you continue on until you get back to my video, and then you would have completed the entire loop. So all of us are growing YouTubers, so we truly, truly appreciate all your support. Every like, comment, subscribe, all of that, it truly means the world to us. I'm completing the door here with, I wanted just a rustic look to the door, so just finishing that up and coming back with that tombow to outline the edge so that it will have some more of a definition. Just some finishing touches before I take out my gyro cut to cut just around that door, not entirely because it would come off. I wanted some part for support, but the rest of it I will cut so that it will open onto the other side. Adding some textures to the tree there, some designs and patterns you normally see on tree trunks before I get into the stickers from the journal say haul. This is a set of tree houses and it is a 16-piece set, and it's nice that they have two of each design. So green, blue and red is the color combo I'm imagining for this, and trying to bring in those girls, which I later abandoned because I thought the Snow White went better. So those washi tapes on the left you see are from the washi tape shop. I'm not sure if they're still available to purchase, but you can definitely check out the shop. They always have cute stuff and amazing quality, and over a certain amount they even offer international shipping for free. So definitely worth checking out. Then completing that scene with the mushrooms from Caitlin. before I trimmed around the tree trunk. And on the other side, I will make sure I will have Snow White also on the front page so that I can do some layering behind her, and switching my blade to the ceramic cutter. That's the X-Acto kind of thing. And it's the gyro cut does not work well for straight lines, so that's why I decided to switch. And then adding a bit of a layer and some more elements for behind Snow White, so that it can look as if it is in fact a whimsical woodland kind of scene. Woodlands, whimsical woods, I would say. So that is the scene for Snow White to sit on right there, and just trying to make sure they all lie flat, I mean. And I find the washi tape and the PET tape, the thinner versions, better for the journal because it adds less bulk, because you're trying to journal, and also if you keep adding thicker elements it will get quite chunky towards the end. So that is what I'm trying to avoid by using these thinner stickers and elements. So just trying to see what else could go behind that tree trunk once it opens, and then trying to position it so that the view will be nice when I open that door. Just peel off the backing and it will be good to go. So it is one of the easiest things I've seen, and it peels off super quick, as you can see. Journal Say does have a lot of stationery. So I recently became an affiliate for them, and you can use my code Priya for 8% at Journal Say, and that's the max they provide. So you can definitely check that out. The other advantage is that you can stack coupons. So I grabbed these items when they were having a spring sale, and it was already a very good deal, and then I could use my code on top of that. And over a certain amount they also offer free worldwide shipping, so it was an amazing deal. So that's I love all the elements I picked up from Journal Say, especially these tree houses, and I have a few more of similar thinner stickers that I will be using in my planners and journals especially, because as I said, I want the journal to be less bulky towards the end, by the end. And now I would like to see what else I can bring for that door once it opens. I did not want to make another little cluster there, but just wanted some fun elements so that it will not be a blank space. Then using that scrap we had from the previous page, and that quote is also from Caitlin. It came with that line art mushrooms, and this was on clear, so that's why I decided to bring that in. I think clear sticker paper is comparatively thinner, so that's why I prefer that. And now on to some more layering, just filling up that extra space there. The beauty of printables is that you can actually size them to anything. I do have a series on how you can change out the sizes in your Cricut. And the best part is that you do not even have to have a Cricut to be able to use all the features on the app. So you just go to the app and then start using the features. Just skip the actual cutting part. The rest of the features are all accessible to you. So I will link the video below. Finishing off with some of the line art stickers I had printed on clear. That is, I'm using up my stash, and using the washi tapes from Planything now to do some elements on the left side before I can add the title. I tried to see if I can bring in some spring vibes, but looks like it was out of place, so later I will come back and remove it. I also wanted to see if I can bring some trees, but that also didn't go as planned, so I abandoned that plan. And on to the alphabets now. Something simple, maybe just the A, slightly decorative, but other than that, I would like to keep it fairly simple. I'm trying to make sure the spacing is right with the name of the month. And then I decided I needed some more color at the left side, maybe right at the bottom. Yeah, just removing that arch. And I think it needs some more finishing, so just getting some lines for the title, and then bringing in a few more elements here and there to make sure it does not look bad, especially when I turn the page. So adding some mushrooms, then on to adding more flowers from the Botanical fusion, and trying to bring that bottle there, adding some elements for just the floor, the forest floor, and that page looks pretty much done. Just highlighting that edge there. And then I'm trying to come and see what other minor elements I can pull from that sticker book. The Snow White has a few forest animals, so, and then highlighting the edge of that door for some pop so that I will know where not to write when I start journaling. On to the actual writing pages, and I noticed that I'm running out of pages when I start journaling towards the end of the month, and I decided to add a couple more extra pages. And then I do want to make like a cascading door, and then trying to make sure I pick the right elements for most of them to be visible. So as you can see, it peels off quite well, and just bringing, and it is quite removable unless you press it really hard. Then having the rest of the mushrooms and that potion bottle to create like a line so that I can trim around the edge for that look for the cascading door. I've been really loving this process, so that's why I try to include one such thing every month. And this is quite a whimsical one. I really love how this turned out. If you did not know, I love the fantasy, the whimsical ones, the fantasy world kind of vibes. Totally a fairy tale lover kind of person. So I wanted to bring in the moment Lisa Marie said that the theme is mushrooms, I knew I had to do something fun. And it's been so long since I used any of the Disney princesses, so it was a nice excuse. And I've never actually had any of the original ones I've not seen until recently, due to lots of restrictions on the when they show on the international level. So initially, all I had were books, storybooks. So I used to have books, and it was nice because seeing such movies as an adult is very different from when you see it as a small girl. So it was very interesting. The outlook was different. And how was your? Do you remember the first Disney movie you saw? And do you remember roughly what age it was? Because if you're back in the US, I think you will have access to more of those movies. And yeah, I'm talking about international folks because lots of countries have lots of restrictions on, especially the Disney ones. It's just like the merchandise I've never understood because, yeah, if it should be available to us internationally, even though it still is not the case, that's not the case. So I'm just wondering. And I come back to the Planning Things sticker books. I love all their functional shapes, and some of the boxes I like to bring in with solid colors so that it will bring a pop of color there, just combining the shapes and then outlining the boxes using the Muji zero point 0.5 for just a pop of color. And I am making another cluster here for the next page, and again bringing some more of the quotes from there, just some words of encouragement, some words of wisdom, positive affirmations, you could call that anything. Again, finishing up that last box edge and just trimming off the edge there. So that was actually popping out of the page. And that looks pretty nice. I really love how this mushroom forest turned out. I wanted to bring in one more Snow White in that standing posture. And then I realized I could have a bit of a trimming there around the edge of the mushroom, and then her face would be more visible. And then last minute, I thought I was done, and then I decided to bring in some of the distress inks, and I wanted to have it just like that. It was looking too plain, and I wanted to bring some of that actual color of the tree and possibly the moss growing on top. So that's why I decided to bring that in. As you can see, I had already filmed the rest of it, but then I changed my mind and I added to bring in just that little something something. So I really like how this added texture brought dimension to that. So here's a final flip through, and this was actually before I brought in the inks. So you can open the peekaboo door, and that forest scene looks really really nice. I love it. And when you flip the page, you have more forest goodness, mushrooms growing everywhere. And then comes the cascading doors. I'm not taking the time to decorate the page behind as well because I thought I would rather leave it entirely blank for me to fill in. That is my creative journal pages for the month of April. Hope you liked today's video and how I brought in all the creative elements from various shops. I would really appreciate your support. Please take a moment to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell notification if you haven't already. That would be greatly appreciated. And please don't forget to check out the next video in the loop, which is linked below. And let's do a quick recap now. So we brought in the funky fungi, the princess, and these Planning Things sticker books and the washi tapes as well, along with the journal say elements. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next one. Bye.
you.